What's up, guys? In today's episode, we're going to look back at my first Bellator title defense and the brutal first round KO that I scored. Now, before we get to the fight, I want to share with you guys the story that happened to me leading up to this fight in my fight camp. Big dramatic thing that happened, which I wasn't used to, which threw me off. And if you're a competitor or you're thinking about being a competitor, it is very good to know that these changes that happen in our day-to-day lives, things we're not used to, things we haven't experienced, when they come up, how they can play a factor in your life and possibly impact your performance. That's what we're talking about today, right after the intro. Alright guys, first off, super exciting news for me. I have reached 10,000 subscribers. This is amazing. This was my goal for the end of 2021. It is only the beginning of 2021. I've had an enormous increase in traffic on my YouTube channel. We went from 6,000 subs to 10,000 subs. Super appreciated to everybody who showed up. Hit that sub button. If you haven't, do that now for me. And today, as a small thank you, I'm giving away 1 bottle of Athlon Rub to the first person who can throw in the comments below what city my first Bellator kickboxing title defense, the fight that we're going to watch today, what city did it take place in? If you know the answer, throw it in the comments below. First one is going to get a bottle of Athlon Rub shipped to you. Thai liniment was just always part of my training. I'd always put it on before and after. I got away from using it because the stuff in Thailand had some yellow dye in it. And I just went, I don't want that on my body, but this stuff is clean. I love it now. If you just want to get some for yourself, you can check out in the description box below. I have a link and a coupon code that'll save you 15%. And if you're a little bit slow, somebody else beat you to the punch today, they got the city correctly listed below, you want to have a chance at winning next time, make sure you hit that bell notification because I have 3 more of these to give away. That'll be coming out in future episodes. If you hit the bell notification, you'll be one of the first people to have the chance to throw a comment down below and win a bottle of Athlon Rub. Now guys, moving back into the episode, the first thing that I want to talk about with you before we watch the fight is what happened leading up to the fight. Now I have always been a stickler for routine. When fight camp starts, I am one-track mind, and it's all about the fight. And my wife will attest to this. She just says, man, you're the worst when it comes to fighting. It's all about you. I will bail on family reunions. I won't show up for dinner. I just do what works best for me. And I know that sounds selfish, but I'm fighting the best guys in the world. They're trying to take my head off. I want to stay safe. I want to stay healthy. I want to win. So anyway, before this fight camp started, my wife and I got contacted by somebody saying, would you two like to be flown down to Belize, stay on a private island, an amazing resort, catered food, a whole week, all free, and you're just gonna show up there and you just have to be a model. Get some pictures taken, be in some videos. So anyway, we jumped at the opportunity. Then I found out I had a fight coming up, so I started my training camp. To give you a timeline, I was supposed to compete, I believe, in mid-late November, and we were supposed to be in Belize about 3 weeks before. So as we got closer and closer, I started to get more and more nervous, more and more uncomfortable with the idea of breaking the routine which I had normally had in the past. And that's spending the whole fight camp around my normal training partners, focused 100% on one thing. So I'm not even kidding you. About 2 nights before we were set to leave, I had a freak out. And I just went to my wife and I said, I can't do this. I can't go down. I know I committed, but I can't leave right now. I've sacrificed too much in my career to get to the point I'm at, being a Bellator kickboxing champion. I don't want to sacrifice any of my training, go down there, come back, only have 2 weeks left to train and find that I'm unprepared. I go and lose my belt. I can't do it. And after a lot of talking with the guy who was going to fly us down there, talking to my wife, we decided the only legitimate compromise, the only way that everybody was going to be happy is if I took somebody else down on my own dollar, one of my training buddies with me, so that I could still do my proper training, but I could still be there for the photo shoot. And obviously I felt awful. I didn't want to let people down. I mean, I'm very committed when I set my mind to something. It was just, okay, you know what? I've spent my whole life getting ready to win these belts. I have the opportunity and I don't want to let it slip through my grasp. But fortunately, everything worked out. I took my younger brother, Jacob. He's about 7 years younger than me. He's a very, very good boxer. And I decided last minute, I went to him, Jake, 2 days. Do you want to come to Belize with us? I'm going to have to foot the bill. It was over $4,000 to take him down for a week. But ultimately, a very small price to pay to be ready to compete. And even with this, I was still nervous. I'm like, okay, I have a week where I have to travel and then I have to come back. And throughout all of that, am I going to be jet lagged? How's my training going to be down there? Am I going to be able to train properly? And it turns out all we had there was a tiny little room about the size of this, which you guys can't see, but it's about, I don't know, 10 by 12, something like that. A teeny little gym. We had one punching bag, we had our pads, that's it. I remember sparring with them one day, and because it's so hot down there and the moisture that we were just building up in the room was just, there was nowhere for it to vent. So the floor was so slick. Every time we would step, we'd slip. Our feet would just slip on the ground. And we were trying to spar. We were trying to spar pretty hard. And eventually we just went, we have to stop, because your hands would be up, your foot would slip out. You'd be like, whoa. And then somebody would throw a punch at you and you'd be going, wow, this is just way too dangerous. So when we were at Belize, we would run in the mornings, we'd wake up, we'd run super earlier in the morning, we'd go do our photo shoot stuff, pictures, videos, we'd go and do some amazing experiences. We went to the Big Blue Hole down in Belize, went on fishing trips, all sorts of wild things. And then we'd come back at night and my brother and I would put in a 2-hour training session, and then we'd eat some amazing food, get to bed, get ready for the next day. So anyway, I already told you I won the fight. Amazing first round KO. But the main thing that I struggled with was changing things up, altering the routine. And I want to share with everybody that even though I struggled with it greatly, I still had a good outcome. And sometimes it's okay to make changes, even though you might not be comfortable with them. Small changes, tweaks, are not necessarily the end of the world. And I'm the perfect point. I did something outside my comfort zone, something that I wasn't happy about doing, made the best of it, did the massive trip up and down to Belize. The time to get down there was just insane. One night we slept in the airport. 14-hour trip, we slept in the airport, got up, made the rest of the trip all the way down to the island. Not ideal when you're in training camp, but still I made it work. Would I suggest it if you're in training camp, putting yourself through something like that? Never. I'll never do that again. But I just wanted to point out that you can win fights when training camp is not ideal. Now, let's get to the fight, guys, and we're going to get right into it. Stare down. I look kind of mean there. It's not something I normally say about myself. I'm like, whoo, got that intense look there. There's my brother in the corner with me. Just always appreciate having people who really know your style, who really, really get the way your mind works. And we're very similar. Our minds work very similar. I always feel very confident having him in my corner. And here we go. What do we know about this guy? We knew he's a Muay Thai stylist. We knew he'd knocked out some people with some big head kicks. Really nice, snappy head kicks. His hands are fairly good, but he didn't combo up much. So right away you can tell we decided, let's go for the legs. He might catch the kicks. We need to hack away at those legs. We did a lot of work circling to his right, my left, getting to the outside of the hand and chopping the leg. Just like that. See that nice high kick that he has. He does a good job with his jab, but it's not scary. Like, he puts it out there, but it's not a scary thing. And I think if you're going to throw a jab out, it needs to be something that's intimidating. Nice front kick there. This guy has actually fought Sanchai twice, both times going to decision. And he fought some other big names as well. I actually had a win against Kevin Ross after I beat both of them. She's a nice style there. Very crisp. The ref was a little in the way there. Nice hands, but that's a nice cross block there. You see, just let it glide off your arms, push it to the side, doesn't score. Nice knee. That body shot there landed flush, and I remember hearing him grunt. Big exhale of air when he took that one. You can just tell I'm trying to maintain my distance from those kicks. Nice catch, little leg chop. Whenever I fall to that position, I'm always trying to conserve energy. And you'll see coming up here shortly, I believe, another nice set of body shots. Good cross there. Head to the outside as he came in. Body, body, body. And those ones there, I start getting a little frantic because I heard him breathe out really hard. And I knew if I could land one more body shot on him, he was going down. There was too much air out of his body to not go down again. And there's the big hook that sets up the bigger knockdown later on. Little stutter fake coming with the thumb facing down on the hook, which is different. Normally I throw like that. But because he was coming in, I was able to stop him in this direction instead of coming sideways. Little desperate spinning hook kick there. You always want to maintain your distance, have some caution after you knock somebody down, I think. I think right at this point I knew, like, oh, he's struggling. And right to the back of the head, and I remember, okay, I'm about to celebrate, and oh shoot, he's not getting up and taking a knee. And this is something we used to do in karate tournaments. If somebody was injured, you would kneel down and respect. It seems like the polite thing to do. Until you know your opponent is safe, no celebration. You can see my brother took a knee as well. Yes, we're trying to hurt each other, but it's always nice when people come out and aren't injured. And I did actually feel pretty bad after this one. This was crazy because this fight was in his hometown and the crowd was cheering for him the whole time. And as soon as I landed that final shot, just the crowd went dead. There was no noise, complete silence. We'll see a slow replay here. I already knew he was hurt. Stop him from moving away with that right shot, and then come right behind the ear. And he just went down hard. Alright guys, there you go. That was my first Bellator kickboxing title defense. I still have that belt right there, and I'm hoping to defend it again this year. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, make sure you give it a like, get subscribed, train hard as always, and I'll see you back here soon for another video.